Hi guys and welcome back. Today is a ThredUP review. We're going to be talking about, is it still worth it to sell your clothes on ThredUP, how much money you can expect to make selling on ThredUP, and is this really the best platform for having a circular wardrobe? So let's go ahead and get into the video. But before we do, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you are new here, I'm so glad that you're here. Welcome. Please subscribe to the channel because we talk a ton about how to have minimal, ethical, and sustainable style, and a big part of what I do is help people create a circular wardrobe. I love shopping secondhand, and ThredUP is kind of a part of that, so we'll get into that in just a second. Don't forget that you can skip ahead to any of the chapters that make the most sense for you, and so those chapters are linked in the description box below, as well as any other pertinent links that might come up during the video. So if you are somebody like me and you like to clean out your closet, you've got lots of stuff that you love and it's really nice and you've spent a lot of time curating your wardrobe, but you don't really want these things for yourself anymore, you've got kind of a dilemma here. What do? Do you give the clothing away? Do you consign it? There's lots of different options nowadays. ThredUP seems to be one of the easiest ones because they basically take care of the whole process for you. They can send you a prepaid package, which is mind-blowing to me, and you just put all your items in there and send it away. Or, you can pay and have your own box and send in a bunch of stuff on your own. And it can be really, really convenient because they do all the photographing, they do all the measuring, and they do all the description writing for you. So it's kind of like you have your own little mini shop, which is really cool. So you can end up finding a customer base for your clothing and it will sell very quickly. So here's the downside of doing that. ThredUP is a great place to shop because they offer amazing value. You can get great deals, and obviously that means on the flip side you're not going to make very much back. But with that being said, is it really worth your time to quibble over dollars and cents in the long run? Sometimes I think it is, and sometimes I think it's not. It's really subjective. It's definitely based on who you are as a person and what amount of time and investment you would like to put into selling your clothes. For me personally, I would rather make more money off of the things that I've invested in than just hand off the process to someone else and make a lot less money. As an example, I sent in a brand new with tags mango trench coat that was probably around $150, $110, something like that. I sent it in new with tags thinking that they would list it around $75, $80, something like that. And instead they listed it for, let me double check. They listed a brand new with tags mango trench coat for $23.99. That was gut-wrenching, and my payout price was $4.08. So I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw that, and they do allow you to adjust the price of your items for a period of time, but there's a threshold to how high they'll let you adjust. So there's some flexibility, but at the end of the day, they have a threshold based on their data, what sells at what price. And I totally understand that. However, it was gut-wrenching for me because had I known that more clearly going in, I think I would have just popped the trench coat up for sale on Poshmark for like $50 and called it a day. But now that I know better, I'm definitely going to do better. What I would do differently the next time is not send in all of my best pieces straight away, because what I also failed to understand is that even though I selected to pay for my items to be returned to me if they didn't sell, I didn't realize that once they're shipped into ThredUP, you don't really have any say over what happens to your garments anymore. You can't say, for example, request them back ASAP. You can't have any change of mind. It's like you're committed to doing this. So if this is a personal thing for you and not necessarily a business thing for you, then really maybe consider selling some of your higher end pieces on The RealReal, on Vestiaire, on Depop, selling it personally on Instagram or Facebook, or even going on to Poshmark, because you will cut out that middleman and your profit margin or your return margin will be a little bit higher. The benefit to this type of selling is that the prices are so great for the consumer that if you have great stuff, it's going to sell super quickly, and that's what I found. I found that most of my items were accepted, most sold really quickly, and again, I wasn't happy with really the selling price of almost everything that I sent in, so I was like, gosh, that was a kind of a bitter learning experience for me. But what's done is done. I sent in the maximum amount that you can send in as well, which I think is 30 pounds of garments. So I bought this big old box from the hardware store. I delicately packed everything. You guys saw that vlog, I'll link it up here. And I sent it in thinking I would probably get, you know, almost all of it accepted. They sent back a authentic Alexander McQueen silk belt, which I do not understand. And then what ends up happening is it's very objective or subjective for the person who's processing your box. So they may look at something and be like, Alexander McQueen, a belt, who cares? I don't know. Maybe they catch the brand, maybe the brand is hidden. I don't know really what their process is like, but it seemed to me like if I'm going to pay for return shipping on my items, then I would like for them to accept the higher end items. I sold 18 pieces. Of those 18 pieces, I have made a total of a current balance of $162.99, which I think is absurd. Let's put this into perspective. If I were going to sell these things on Poshmark, let's say I took just one simple photograph of 18 pieces and I sold them each for, you know, $15 or $20. That would be about double what I would make from ThredUP. So to save time, this is a pretty good system, and I think it compares to consigning in person in perhaps the city where you live. So for convenience sake, I give it a thumbs up. For you know, just being able to sell a bunch of your clothes all at one time and try to get some cash back, I do think it's worth it, but I need you to understand this is not a money-making endeavor. This is like, maybe I'll make something back and it'll be fine. And I think by and large, a lot of my clients feel that way. But for your higher end pieces, things that are new with tags, I say try to sell them yourself. Try to sell them on Poshmark. Call The RealReal. They have a very hands-on approach. Go on Vestiaire Collective or Depop and check it out. The other really difficult thing I found was that one of my listings was messed up and they would not fix it. So I sent in a brand new pair of Zara sandals, and again, they priced them horribly. And the photograph was of like a granny shoe. It was like of this really ugly shoe that didn't look anything like a Zara sandal, not even close. And although I contacted support 3 different times about this, they wouldn't fix the listing. So someone bought the shoes sight unseen and kept them, and so I guess it was a happy win for them. But you know, I'm glad that they didn't end up returning the shoes, and then it would cost me even more time and money. All in all, I feel like if you're a buyer and you want to buy some great deals on ThredUP, this is literally one of the best platforms that you can shop on. I think that if you can get if you know for certain that what you're buying is the right fit and you are like, yes, I know my size, I know what I like, I know this is going to fit me for sure, it's an awesome platform because you're going to make a great purchase at a great price. If for some reason you get something and it's damaged or it's the wrong size, you will have to send that back and you'll have to take the hit of the restocking fee. So I think there's some pros, I think there's some really obvious cons. All in all, I've found purchasing on, you know, Poshmark to be a lot better for me. Even though Poshmark doesn't allow any returns, you can reposh the item and it will resell. But I've been able to have more communication with the seller to find out, is this piece really the right size for me? Are there any issues with the piece at all? Whereas on ThredUP, you cannot contact the seller. You can't find out more about the piece if the measurements aren't listed. It's kind of like you're shopping a little bit blind. So you can return it, but there's a small return fee. So I mean, all in all, it's not that big of a deal, but I do think that at the end of the day, it's a good platform for buying. And then if you want to just sell some of your clothes without really thinking much about how much you're going to get back, then this is also going to work for you. One final thing I do want to point out is that if you are someone who's just not attached to your clothing at all, unlike me, who's probably too attached, obviously, from this review, then you can select to have your clothing donated after the selling process is over, and I think that's about 60 days, maybe a little bit more. Or you can pay a small fee and have those clothing items returned to you. I think that's kind of cool. I think that's a little bit, you know, neat of them to offer that, but it's a great way to keep your closet circular, to buy secondhand, to get some money back from the pieces out of your wardrobe, at least something, and then maybe reinvest it into some new pieces. So I would love to know what you guys think about ThredUP. Are you a buyer? Are you a seller? Have you been curious about ThredUP? Was there anything in this video that really jumped out at you and made you think, I don't know, think about selling or buying or shopping on ThredUP? I would love to know what you guys have experienced yourself. What's your favorite buying and selling secondhand platform out there? Let's start a conversation in the comments section below, and I'm so grateful for you guys. I hope you have a fantastic week wherever you are, and I'll see you guys again next time. Take really good care. Bye.